turkey has a hairy vajay, but
Oh yeah. Bush grows thick.
I bet you literally have
he is
a
African
fucking
American
runway
and
that goes
Portuguese,
all the way
so
up.
It's like this. It's the same. It's like the same thickness all the way up to like in between my nipples.
No, it's all the way up to your fucking chin. You just shave that part from your chin down your nipples.
If I shaved it, then it doesn't go all the way.
Well, yeah, but that's
have
why you
this-
had the whole fucking pointy
The
thing.
deforestation stubble from your fucking chin to your nipples.
Yep.
You do. You look like the kind of guy that wears a fucking fedora and walks around thinks he's better than everybody.
With
Just saying.
white
Well, I
leather
definitely
pants.
walk around thinking that I'm better than everybody, but not with a fedora. I mean, at least only better than people who don't think things through.
I don't know, man.
I mean, is that not a fair? Is that not a fair criticism?
No, I think that's ridiculous. You can't be on the left and believe that you're better than everyone else. That's kind of...
I didn't say
That's how
everyone
left
else.
just
I
thinks.
said better than people who don't think things through. I specifically
still
corrected
don't
for
agree with
that.
You have to define. What do you mean think things through? Meaning like they don't see eye to eye with you?
No,
Because that's
like
the
they'll
thing
have
you're
a thought
disagreeing.
and like they'll be like someone will tell them a thought and they'll go, okay, that thought right there, but they won't ask any other questions on it. They'll just go like, okay, I have this thing and someone told me this thing and now I have this thing. They'll never ask like why, what if it was different, like how did it get this way, like does this actually work? What happens when you really do this in real life, you know? Like people who don't do any of that on anything they think ever. I do think I'm a little bit better than those people.
Well, if that's the case, that's
It's a
the way you
weirdly
are.
specific thing to say you're better than.
But
No, I'm not saying that that's what I'm
That's
better
like
than.
me
I'm saying that people
better
who
than people with hairy nipples.
I
I'm
mean,
just saying the people with hair just on their nipples.
I think
just
that the
those-
ability to think things through and question my abilities is something that makes what I think and what I do better than other people who don't do that.
No, let me
Hold
ask
on.
you.
So with that being
specify
said-
the
with that
ability
being
to or the
said-
want to.
No, the ability to think things through and actually going through the
ability
effort.
to.
Yeah, because like
So
someone could have like the
Stone was not
ability.
saying the
Someone
want
could have the
to. So you're better than
ability.
dumb people,
Someone
you
could
got
have
that
the
straight.
ability to start a business. Someone who actually starts a business, I feel like deserves more credit than that. You know?
So, just let me ask you this: just based on how you feel like you're better than those people, do you hate yourself the most?
Why would I hate myself the most if I'm better than other people? How's that question formed?
How's it formed?
Like, what makes you think that I would hate myself if I thought I was better than other people?
That you're better, right?
Than some other people,
Than other people
right?
who don't have the ability to fully think things through. So I ask, do you hate yourself the most?
Why would I hate myself the
you
most?
have an
So, well,
ability
I'll
to
answer.
think
I'll answer directly. I'll say no. I don't hate myself the most. But why would you think I would hate myself the most?
Because you don't have the ability to fully think things through.
Wouldn't I hate people who think less than me more? If it's purely based off what people think or how much you think through, like I would surely hate myself an amount, but not most.
in a
There's
true-
someone
in a true
like if
light, yeah,
someone
but you're
never
also
thinks
talking about
anything. Yeah, but if someone never thinks anything through, I would surely hate them more.
You say yeah, what? Like him on his
Right, because I'm acknowledging that he is saying that I have hate for myself because I don't think everything through, and I'm following with, but wouldn't I hate someone who thinks something through less more?
But then yeah, but would be a correct answer.
Well, no,
I mean,
yes,
it might be a
he is correct that I
Freudian
would have some amount of hate for myself, yes. But as well, I would have more hate for other people. Yes, but.
slip. So how are you agreeing yes to the most?
Well, because.
He stated the most.
Sure, okay, for sure. Then, well, I answered directly no. But I'm not saying that he has absolutely no credit to it, so I'm not just gonna say no. Like, there's some credit to that. Everyone does hate themselves on a certain amount based off qualities that they value that they're lacking in. So yeah, absolutely. But I'm curious as to why I would hate myself more than other people. Would I lack less of the quality I value than they do?
Because I don't see that you do. In my mind, I think that you're your own worst enemy.
Well, that would make sense for you hating me more than you hating other people, but me hating
No.
myself, no, I would think that I would have that value.
I never said that I hated you.
Well, no.
I think that your points are stupid, but that's just my opinion. Just like
Right. But I think that, like, when I
the
asked...
whole gun control bullshit, but I mean... that's
Yeah,
just
but I think when I
something.
asked why would I hate myself the most, you said it's because it's a quality you think I don't have. But that wouldn't be why I hate myself, because I don't have that perception that you have.
Well, see, from his point of view, from his point of view, when he's looking at you from the stats, or the thing that you gave for the reason for hating other people is what he sees in you.
Okay, so then to make the absolute most concise answer, no, I do not hate myself the most because the qualities you see in me are not the qualities I see in me. It would be the most exact answer to your question.
The biggest thing that I hate,
I think it's very fair.
and the biggest thing that I hate is people that can't challenge themselves, right?
Yeah.
So what did I do by one simple question? I literally challenge you to rethink so much shit, right?
I mean, I don't think I rethought anything.
No, but it's a business strategy you learn at the end of the day, right? You challenge yourself into be better ways, and then you have to learn in a management role how you challenge the team that you manage to be better in different ways using different type of techniques, and that's just one simple technique, right?
Yeah, but it's also a balancing act because sometimes if you push someone too much, they'll be like, "Why are you such an asshole?"
Well, that's
you know?
why you have different tactics, right? All I did was ask a question. I didn't mean you hardful, right?
Oh,
All I
me
did was
neither.
ask, well, do you hate yourself? No, but I'm saying
Yeah,
like
same.
that's a tactic, right?
Yeah.
There's all sorts of different tactics to push people and then to get things that you want. For
Yeah,
instance,
I did
like
that.
when we have debates, I ask you simple questions.
Yeah. I think asking questions is honestly the best way because I personally believe that like a debate, like a true debate, like we can always have a conversation, but a true debate never starts until you can make my argument in such a way that I can be like, yeah, I want you to go out and say that to other people because that's convincing. Because I think once you understand that point where it sounds convincing to them, where you can really get on their level and deconstruct it with them, and you can only get there through questions.
I disagree. I think that you can look at different people's point of views and what they feel, and you can see how they would understand that and be like, okay, that's what they believe. But to actually sit on a level and say, okay, I get his point, that's not really the point of a debate. I'm not trying to get your point. What I'm trying to do is make you understand my point, right?
Right.
And part of that, I do agree, part of what you said is true, but another part is not.
But how many debates have you had where you just talk past the dude, though? Like, well, you'll make a good point and the other person won't fucking hear you, or like they won't respond to it as a good point.
Well,
you know,
that's
like
why you look at a true debate. True debate is timed, where you have different time increments, right, between the two. So, like, if we were debating now, it would be my time, and you wouldn't be able to talk. And then
I've always thought those true debates were shit. I don't know. I feel like like genuinely, if I give anybody 3 minutes to talk and they have time to prepare, of course they're gonna sound like they know what they're talking about. I think when you stop someone in the middle and you ask them a question about what they're saying, just like you try to do, just simple question, that's where you pull it out. So I don't know. I don't have much value for classical debates.
That's a tactic, but at the same time, you have to think some people aren't Johnny on the spot thinking either. Just my mind. I've got guys on the team that are not Johnny on the spot. If I give them time to think about something, it'll be fucking fantastic. But if I put them on the spot like that, they just don't have that ability. And some people don't. That's okay.
That's true.
Right? But you have to literally think about when you're talking in like a debate setting, you have to literally sit down and then think about how each person is going to, I guess, prepare themselves, right? Some people are better on the spot. Some people are better about preparing and thinking about things, right? I mean, it just, I don't know. You look at all that shit. You look at like Ben Shapiro. It's one of the greatest.
Oh, Shapiro.
Yeah, Ben Shapiro.
Well, but how many great debates has he truly entered with people at his caliber? Like, he's legitimately studied to be a lawyer, and the biggest debate reels I see are him going against college students who are still like in their second year, you know?
Not true. He got on, what the hell's that guy's fucking show?
He argued with Jank.
Is that who it was?
Yeah, true. He did do that. He did do that one Cenk Uygur debate at the Politicon. Yeah.
Which, I mean, I differ in opinions. I think that was a bloodbath, and I think Ben Shapiro pulled it out, but you don't agree with me.
Well, no, because I think he made some silly points. But I guess we can't really sit down and go through point by point.
Stupid ass fucking argument too, though. So I mean.
Right, but that's not the only argument he made, and that's not the best arguments he made. Pierce Morgan. Yeah, no, I remember that, but I mean, the one that was that the one with the old? No, Pierce Morgan is the younger looking dude.
No.
Did you see the two banned words you have, Turkey?
Oh, cool. Well, I was really enjoying having a fun conversation, but I guess I could limit myself. 1 second.
That's two.
I'm in a 1v1 where we both have 40 health. Fuck! He was behind me. Okay. I'll start the timer.
We at his Twitch we ban save up points and then we ban words that he's not allowed to say in real life. So
Okay, let me start this timer.
so that's
There we
5,
go.
I think.
Okay. Yep. There was one debate where he was up against a super fucking old dude. And he tried to call him like a liberal, like some liberal who's hiding. And he was like the most conservative talk person he could be in the UK, I think. Like he's famously conservative, like makes arguments for stupid shit. And he asked Ben Shapiro a couple questions about his demeanor and a book he made about why politics is so nasty. And he was like, don't you do a bunch of this stuff that you say is bad? And then instead of answering the question, Ben Shapiro was just like, you're some sort of liberal hack. And it looked super bad. He even issued an apology, an official apology after the time that said he didn't understand, he should have read into his person. And so, I don't know, that's like this most recent stuff and the only thing he's done in like the last 2 years. So I don't really hold him in that high a regard. He does talk really well though, when he gets a chance to prepare.
Yeah, but you also like AOC and fucking whatever.
Well, you like AOC when you listen to her. You listen to AOC,
like
and then you enjoyed what she said when she was grilling people.
The one time I enjoyed what she said. Once. Ever. I like the way that she was able to shut down and hammer in repeatedly into the Mark Zuckerberg. Because I really enjoyed that.
Right, and if we went over
Very
more,
well. Other stuff that I've heard her say has been fucking dumb. Not everything.
Right.
I will give you not everything. I will definitely give you not everything.
if this is so hard for me to say,
has been fucking dumb.
it's so hard for me to say stuff because that's one. That word's really hard not to use while making these points. If we sat down and went through, and this isn't happening because too many words have been said, but if we went down and like read her statements, like what her statement was, because a lot of what happens is what a lot of people were saying was happening to Trump, where that Trump would say something and then people would say that Trump said something ridiculous. Yeah, they just say he said something else.
Like the whole bleach shit that people were saying. He
Yeah.
just said inject bleach into your veins.
Like that happens so much with AOC at a time where we weren't as much talking about it, so I couldn't sit down and be like, this thing is actually this thing, because at the end of the day, it would, like what they had lied about was so close that just like Donald Trump, people would just say, oh, it's the same. And if we actually sat down and read them, it would be different than what your perception is my personal belief, without saying that fucking banned word. That sentence was way too long.
I just don't think that AOC's
From Turbo's point of view, I could see how he would see that she's not very intelligent.
she's not. And I think that she's in a position of power where she just lacks a lot of knowledge.
I mean, other than expressing
the
political
topics
beliefs
that
that
she
you
takes
disagree
down.
with, what makes you think that she's unintelligent?
Just look at some of her debates, some of her interviews, stuff like
Debate?
that.
She's never
Clearly-
debated.
Okay,
Oh, I think
no,
she did
I'm-
once for her
Yeah,
thing
but
against
look
Crowley.
Look at her interviews, right? Look at when she's trying to make a point across in any kind of room setting, right? You can clearly see the tactic she used, and just my opinion, the tactic she uses is what we call a general knowledge view, right? Talking very vague, like on certain subjects, because you're not knowing of the full subject, which for sometimes is okay, but to be in a position like she's in, just my mind, I just don't think that's. You need to have more knowledge. Plain and simple.
That's coming from somebody with a
I agree with the idea
double,
that people should definitely talk more
master's
specifically, and talking vaguely is definitely a way to hide information. I think if
okay,
you
so
apply that to AOC, fuck, that's another one. That's two. Bitch. If you apply that to AOC, then I can't make this. Fuck! You speak.
That's 3 or 4. I don't even remember.
3.
What are these? I don't even see in your chat.
You said at the very beginning, though. You said it like 5 or 6 times when you were setting up the.
Yes, and the until the timer starts, it doesn't count.
Oh, that's poop. It should be as soon as it's redeemed until you
Hey, when you get Streamlabs to run an automatic 5-minute timer when they do that, we are golden. I don't know. I just also think it's kind of hard for someone to actually rise to the level of politician and be genuinely completely unintelligent. Like, there's a certain point where you have to talk to people. No, you have to talk to people. You have to shake hands and you have to convince people that you are capable of doing.
Just because you're good at talking to people doesn't mean you're intelligent. Yeah, exactly.
No, I'd say there's an amount of intelligence to it. Just like when we were talking about how it takes to like ask questions and you gotta switch up your tools.
Types of intelligence.
Yes. Well, because we're talking about whether she's intelligent or not.
Okay, hold on. Let me ask you this. Just right?
Okay.
How many degrees do you have?
Degrees? I'm working on my BAs for electrical engineering.
So as of right now, you have none.
Right. Yeah.
Right. None at all.
Nope.
I have 3. If I were to come to you and say I'm smarter than you because I have 3, what would your thoughts be?
I'd say that you definitely have some credit there.
When I said I was 100% smarter than you, how would your thoughts be?
I'd probably ask to find smarts because I'm sure street smarts would figure somewhere in there. And you can't prove that with a degree. Well, whether or not Turbo's street smarter than me, you can't prove that with a degree. Is pretty much all I'm saying.
Well,
so
true.
there'd be more questions to ask. Absolutely.
Well, I mean, there would be grown up and done more things, I guess, in the real world.
Yeah, but you can look at from his tactic. You can look at it and go, well, what do you mean more tactic?
But like, also, like, it's kind of hard to say in a social setting. People feel a little bit uncomfortable saying you're smarter. But the reason I kind of not as shy about it is because, say I'm gonna hire you for a job, and I have someone with 3 degrees, and I have someone with no degrees. Like, I will of course think the person with 3 degrees probably knows what the fuck they're doing a little bit more, unless the person with no degrees has a ton of like on-site experience. Like,
why Donald Trump said that you no longer need degrees to be in the special services and those kind of things.
Wait, like the special armed forces, like.
No, his CIA or whatever the fuck.
So.
Huh. Weird.
I said something wrong. I said it weird.
There's other factors though when it comes to being like this, right? So being in my position, let's say I was gonna hire somebody, they have 3 degrees, and I'm looking at a guy who doesn't have any degrees, but I see the guy with 3 degrees can't hold a job longer than 6 or 7 months, right? Has a lot of different companies, but his references are friends. Okay. Then I look at the guy with no degree, see he's been in the same field, he may not have a degree, right? Which may limitate him a little bit. But at the same time, this guy's held a job for the last 10, 15 years. Or he held a job the last 6 or 7 years, right?
Yeah, I'd say that's...
references are old managers and stuff.
Yeah, I'd say that's directly the social skill intelligence that we were talking about earlier, how you are smarter if you know how to talk to people better, because, like, someone could be fucking Einstein, like, literally Rick from Rick and Morty, but if you're an asshole, I'm not fucking hiring you. You know? So it's just kind of like, there's multiple levels to intelligent.
Some jobs, it doesn't matter if you're an asshole or not.
Yeah, if you're gonna go hide away in a hole for 3 months and you just have to give me 1 report once, like, I could hire an asshole for that if he's smart. But if you gotta sit in my office every day, I'm probably not hiring an asshole.